I don't like this raise now. I'm kidding. This is obviously standard. Obvious C-bet.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like, you have showdown value, but you also have very good equity to hit the turn with. You also have it's also a good call with horse too.
Like, and ace and queen are great barrel cards. You can continue to check raise. You're gonna continue to check raise.
Yeah, you have to C-bet.
Yeah, great card to C-bet.
Call. I mean, Adonis, I'd expect to have some showdown value. 10-9, 10-8.
You could have some floats, maybe, too.
9-8 could, yeah.
You could, I mean, like, I don't know.
I don't think it's a great idea.
You could have, like, King 9, too.
That's true.
Like, I think that's the worst
hand. Yeah, okay, sure. But I think he considers that some showdown value.
Right.
I mean, this is... I basically don't... I mean, I think a wide majority of the time Adonis is going to check, so let's just see. Okay. I think you check again. I think you have showdown value here, and this is not a card that... I think there's just way too much air in your range to do anything. I mean...
you could value double barrel.
I think that's way too thin.
Right.
It's actually not the most ridiculous double barrel. Because the thing is, like... First off, you're gonna have some hands here where you C-bet the flop with hearts and you turn to flush draw. That's obviously cards that you're gonna double barrel with those hands. Next down the ladder really is Ace Queen. Well, I guess. What would you rather? I guess you would certainly rather double barrel here with 10-9, 9-8, or 10-8 than Ace Queen, right?
Yeah. Now, yes, as a bluff. I think
as a bluff.
This is interesting. This is an interesting spot because I think that Ace Queen kind of can act as a dual role here because I don't think Adonis is going to fold Ace High on the turn.
That's probably true.
And so, if that's the case, if he has the Ace of Hearts, he's not folding Ace High. Right. So, if that's the case, you kind of have value, and then if an Ace or Queen hits on the river, you can bet and expect to get called.
That's true.
By worse a lot. And then you can also just check the river on like a total blank and be winning a decent amount. And then
that's true.
You could bet like a 10.
The thing is, you really don't expect him to fold the turn much, or fold. Yeah, you don't expect him to fold anything.
You almost
it's really just value. Like a bizarre value.
You almost have a
then again, I still think checking is probably the best thing to do.
Right, but I think a value bet is very close to being totally fine. Or or just a bet.
Yeah, actually, it's I agree. I mean, given Ace Queen is probably the next best hand. I guess Ace King. Sorry, Ace King. Besides any draw, like nut draw, Ace King, Ace Queen are the next best hands to bluff here, and it's also some odd value propositions. So, yeah, that certainly would make me inclined to bet here. But I still think check's probably the best play. He does bet, so maybe he had your logic in line. The logic of. If he does call me, he may call me with worse here, and if he does, which the worse is exclusively going to be Ace High, if we hit an Ace on the river, we built a great pot to get more value from, because there's no way he's folding an Ace.
And a queen.
If the queen comes, he's going to expect that, okay, that's a great bluff card.
Right.
And we want to have more value there.
Right.
So maybe that's what he had in mind, and it's also... maybe there are some runouts like a 10 of hearts or something where he's going to expect him to fold a lot of 2s and 7s.
Yeah, I think a 10 you can bluff. That's probably the only four. I just check.
Yeah, I just checked.
I don't expect him to fold a pair. No.
I think that was fine play. Honestly, I think the turn decision I would flip a coin. But your logic is pretty interesting. I'd be interested to really... I mean, normally the thing you're talking about where it's just like, value propositions when you actually hit hands and like doing very thin value, it's not something that really sways my decisions much in the hand. So that's actually pretty interesting that really came to light in this hand. I'd
be really interested in what Iftarii says.
Yeah, I think you'll probably say exactly what you were saying. I think that's the logic of this hand. So yeah.
And I think checking the river is. I mean, like Adonis is never.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of players.